We interrupt your weekend for breaking news. This just in. The Saturday Spin podcast is live. 3 friends, 3 perspectives, 1 mission to spin the week's headlines their way. Politics, pop culture, and the stories everyone's talking about. But no one's saying quite like this. This is the Saturday Spin podcast, breaking down the news before Monday can twist it back.
Welcome back, Charles.
Hello, my friend. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was good. A little colder than I would have liked, but yeah,
Yeah, nice.
we made it through.
Nice. Yeah, mine was also. Although at 37, I thought I would figure out the main problem, which was I eat too much and never bring enough home.
Yeah.
Like I just can't figure that out.
Even though you
So
look in your
hopefully,
cupboard and your ratio of storage containers to lids is usually not the same.
oh yeah.
You're always missing them.
I did hear though that if your Tupperware there is stained with red sauce from spaghetti or whatnot.
Toss it out.
Oh no, well, I mean you can do that.
Oh, you're
I,
trying
I
to
heard
say
if
that
you
it's
use
cured?
Dawn dish soap soaked with a paper towel and a little bit of hot water, and then you just like I
Just
heard that
freaking takes it
that
out.
it just rips it all apart,
Dude,
man.
we should do a reaction video of trying that, testing
We
that theory.
we will. We will.
Yeah.
Well, and talking about reaction videos, welcome to our first political reaction video. We did a little bit of research in the beginning of this, and we've been hearing about all of these protests going on around the world. In Mexico, you have them, they don't want the narco politics anymore, which is basically the cartel.
Right.
You've got huge uprisings going on in that scenario, assassinations, yada yada yada, violence. But I mean, in reality, they're really they're all over.
Right. They're popping up
Um,
everywhere.
so just to give you a little bit of an example here, let me scroll up. So, current global protest landscape, you've got protests in Africa, demonstrations in Sudan, Tanzania, and I do this every time.
Yeah.
Balakistan highlight anger over elections, governance, and ethnic tensions. Asia Pacific protests in Indonesia and Iran show resistance to authoritarian measures and economic hardship. Europe, farmers, political unrest, Middle East, Gaza and Iran, Latin America. Somehow the United States made it on this list. Let me see here. The Los Angeles and other cities connected to global solidarity movements and domestic grievances. So people bitching. In America, first world problems. This was happening there. But anywho, so I was like, I believe a lot of these are Gen Z. So I went and asked the Gen Z led movements, young people, especially students, organized mass demonstrations in Mexico City and beyond. I'm like, oh, holy moly. Oh, yeah. Then it asked me to go into this. So, anywho, then I started to find a couple videos on YouTube about, hey, let's see some of these. Let's check out some of these uprisings. And one of the first videos that came up is Nepal, and that was on the list. Gen Z protest 2025, the real story behind the uprising. So we're going to watch this together and we're going to go from there.
The Himalayas have always whispered stories of resilience, mysticism, and quiet diplomacy, but those whispers have turned into cries. Nepal, India's northern neighbor, has been burning, not just with fire, but with fury. What began as a digital grievance has erupted into a generational revolt. What's the genesis of this problem? Why are the youth so angry? Let's connect the dots.
We're going to be touching on
The
Gen
government's
Z.
sudden decision to ban 26 social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram,
All right,
and
all right,
X,
just
was
pause it
framed
right there for a second. Okay, so this is Gen X, Gen Z, because they're
1997 to like
right,
2012.
but I'm saying it's Gen X probably that's shutting these down. I'm
Oh, yes,
assuming.
yes, 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 yes.
Gen X is shutting these programs down. They want to ban 27 applications that the Gen Z is popularizing, which is, obviously, like he said, Twitter,
Well,
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all yada yada. Any
yeah.
social media that's got any kind of like newsworthy headlines, blah blah blah. So yeah, that's okay. I get maybe why they're upset, but
I mean, bro, when the United States tried to ban TikTok,
oh yeah,
oh
yeah, for
man,
sure.
people going crazy.
They're
Like
losing it.
my sweet, beautiful wife still hates Mark Zuckerberg and them.
Oh yeah. I'm not
So,
surprised.
nope. All right. Let's see how bad it gets for him.
as a move to curb hate speech and misinformation. But for Nepal's youth, it felt like a gag order, a final insult in a long list of betrayals. Unemployment, nepotism, corruption. These weren't just policy failures, they were personal. And when the
So basically, a bunch of old guys were like, "Yo, I don't like what you're saying about me on this, and stop showing the truth. We're gonna ban it all, so you can't do that anymore."
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
digital doors slammed shut, Gen Z found new ones. Encrypted apps, offline networks, word of mouth. The resistance went analog and then it went viral. Protesters stormed the private residences of President Ramchandra Podel and Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. They didn't just march, they ignited. Homes were set ablaze. Symbols of power reduced to ash.
Okay, so I don't agree with violence. Let's just put that out there. Violence is not the answer in this
We do
case.
not agree, but
Um, yeah,
holy,
wow.
holy cow!
Yeah, apparently they stormed the palace, the governmental
I mean,
palace.
they're setting these buildings off.
Oh yeah, fire. Yeah, yeah.
Now, something we haven't heard yet is that if anyone has been unalived,
Haven't heard that yet, but
so we'll see how it continues to go. Again, though, this is a different country, so
this is
it
India.
might just be
Yeah.
an American bias on the unalived thing. I don't. We'll find out.
It wasn't just destruction, it was declaration. We see you, the youth seem to be saying, and we reject you. At least 19 lives were lost in clashes with the police,
There you go. 19.
hundreds injured. And in the chaos, the Nepal army stepped in, not just to restore order, but to fill a vacuum. Prime Minister Oli resigned. President Podel remains, but his role is largely ceremonial. The coalition government hanging by a thread. Army Chief General Ashok Raj Sigdel emerged as a voice of calm. In a rare national address, he urged peaceful dialogue. But let's be honest, Nepal is now functionally under military oversight. Under Article 2676 of Nepal's constitution, the army can be deployed during severe unrest with approval from the President, Cabinet, and National Security Council. That clause has likely been invoked. And while this isn't a coup,
Okay.
It's fu-
Wait. What does he mean? It's not a coup.
So
I guess
a coup, yeah,
technically,
a coup
but
would be them trying to. They just want their shit back,
well,
right? Like
they
they don't want
no,
to
but
be
they
oppressed anymore.
okay.
So a coup would be them going in to try and replace
Well, right.
who's there with one of their own.
Well, right. Well, technically, they got him to resign.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
close.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm saying it has
But
the
but
semblance
there'll
of it.
still
It's
be a
not a
vote.
right. It's not an
From my
actual coup,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There'll still be a vote, right? Like it's not like, okay, we've now taken over, we're overthrowing the government, we're gonna make our own government, right? Like they just want to live better. They want to be treated better, from my understanding, of course. There's a little bit left of the video though, so it could very well be yeah. Holy moly.
Yeah. Usually, when you have an
in
active
name, it's a
military leader
takeover and
taking
practice.
over is not good. But
Well, it's cool. It's also cool to see how how other countries' constitutions foundationally have either been morphed or built on
Yeah.
our constitutional rights. Now, if not everybody enjoys that freedom of speech like we do, but
Well, I have a
this.
question though.
But here's
Oh,
where
yep.
it
Sorry.
Yeah.
What's
Well, I
that?
was
Good
just
sir?
gonna say the way that they're talking about all the things that they want back, it's almost like Nepal was trying to push them towards a communist
Yeah,
style
absolutely.
social media and government. I mean, it
Yeah,
starts that way, obviously, and that's
yeah.
I can see why they're
I
upset.
agree.
I'm
That's
connecting the
like
dots,
you.
as
Yeah,
they
like
say.
you and I had both said in earlier. It's like a bunch of old people didn't like what was being said,
Yeah. The
the
youngins got
truth,
pissed off. Yeah.
and now they're like, oh, let's take this app away.
Yep.
Yep.
gets geopolitically complex. Nepal's crisis isn't just internal, it's international. Former Prime Minister Oli was seen as pro China.
Yep.
His first
There's your
foreign
Ooh,
visit,
there
communist.
you go.
Beijing, not Delhi.
His first
And he
visit was
signed on to the Belt and Road Initiative.
his first visit was Beijing, not New Delhi. So you
Dude,
left.
he's
Your first visit was out of the.
out of the country. Just
The
straight
dude
up.
was
It was straight up
corrupt
just
as
shake
hell.
hands with Xi Jinping. It was just like, "Here you go. Take our
And
country
listen,
over."
this isn't about China and China, China,
Right,
China.
it's
That's
China,
right. It's
it's
hard not
China.
to say that when
Yeah,
you say that.
yeah.
It's just like, come on, you connect the dots, right? And like, there's a lot of Chinese people I know that are very close to me, but this is like, come on,
Deepening ties with China. Meanwhile, the United States
no wonder
revived its
this happened.
Millennium Challenge Compact, injecting $500 million into Nepal's infrastructure, a clear counterweight to Chinese influence. So now analysts are asking, was this uprising
Wait, what? We we sent 500 million into their. Hell yeah, we are saving the day again.
Apparently, yeah.
It makes sense though. I mean, we cannot get. Yeah, yeah. It's probably bad juju to have the Napoleon people reliant on China.
purely organic, or was it nudged by forces seeking to reshape Nepal's geopolitical alignment? The pattern is familiar: youth led uprisings in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and now Nepal. The curfew in Kathmandu Valley has been extended until Saturday as high level discussions continue in search of a constitutional resolution to the ongoing crisis. On Thursday, dialogue resumed involving Gen Z representatives, Nepali Army Chief General Ashok Sigdel, and President Ramchandra Paudel, focusing on appointing a prime minister for the interim government. Despite 2 consecutive days of talks, no definitive outcome was reached. President Paudel, in close coordination with General Sigdel, held intensive consultations throughout Thursday, day and night, joined by the former Chief Justice Shushila Karki and several constitutional experts. Late Thursday evening, President Paudel met with Speaker Devraj Gimire. Both
I'm
emphasized that
noticing,
any
I'm noticing a very big I mean, this is just an observation. The age gap between Gen Z and these politicians and political leaders and people that are on the boards,
Yeah,
we're talking 2nd, 3rd generation,
yeah. Oh,
70.
Oprah said something that I won't repeat on the air,
Well, right, I don't wanna
and I
I
don't.
don't wanna do
a-
that. I'm just saying the
And
age
I
gap
don't.
is
No, no,
is
no, no. And I'm
yeah,
agreeing with you. And I don't. The only reason I don't want to repeat it is you can look it up. Oprah, and
yeah, I don't we don't I
I'll
don't
give you a
need
small detail.
I don't need to repeat
If
it,
she
yeah.
had just not mentioned a specific race when she said it, she wasn't completely wrong. You've got that, what is it, the anecdote where you can't teach an old dog new tricks. We see it over and over and over again, right? Like in America, things are you're starting to see a change as well. We're definitely starting to make the old people retire. That's if you can't walk from door to door, like you got to get out. But it looks like it's a global thing.
any solution must remain within the bounds of the Constitution. However, the debate over whether to dissolve Parliament ended without consensus. In the districts of Kathmandu, Lalitpur, and Bhaktapur, prohibitory orders remain in
Bhaktapur.
effect until 11 a.m. on September 12. A curfew has been imposed from 7 p.m. on September 12 to 6 a.m. on September 13. Only public and union run organizations are permitted to operate essential services during this period. To ease daily life, access to basic foods will be allowed from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. and again from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. as of Friday. India has issued travel advisories, activated emergency helplines. India is recalibrating. Influential voices in Nepal are calling for Indian mediation. That's not just a plea, it's a signal of trust, a recognition that India remains the stabilizing force in the region.
This is just
And
a couple
yet,
months ago.
the shadows grow longer. When Nepal banned 26 platforms, TikTok, owned by China's ByteDance, was exempt. Why? Because it complied with
Hi.
local
What?
registration laws, selective
What?
censorship, or strategic leniency.
No way,
Just
no
days
way.
before the protests, Oli had met Xi Jinping.
Pause it. It doesn't even follow the United States' rules. You're telling me it follows Nepal's rules? That has to be completely bunked out. There's no way.
You're starting to
No
see
way.
why TikTok was forced to sell its spit, bro.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're forced to sell, but they were but they complied with the super strict Nepalese government regulations.
Jinping and objected to
Oh,
the
look,
India-China
again.
Lipulekh trade route deal, claiming it violated Nepal's sovereignty. Now, Xi had urged for bilateral resolution to this problem. But China is playing a long game, watching, waiting, ready to engage whichever leadership emerges next. This isn't just about Nepal. It's about the Himalayan arc. Let's talk geography. The Siliguri Corridor, a narrow strip of land
Siliguri.
connecting mainland India to the northeast, is flanked by Nepal, Bhutan, and Bangladesh. Instability in Nepal makes this corridor vulnerable. Any disruption here isn't just inconvenient, it's existential. Bhutan, India's quiet ally, has long stood by India. But since the 2017 Doklam standoff, China has been turning up the pressure. Nepal's unrest may embolden Beijing to accelerate border negotiations with Bhutan, pushing for territorial concessions and infrastructure access. India must respond.
So I get it. You got young people who are like, why are we living like this? We see how other people are living, even, and a lot of it is probably a reflection of the West, us
Yeah.
being the West, of course.
I mean,
And
there's
they're
30
like,
million people living there.
why can't our lives be like their lives? What's different over there than that's right here? And currently on paper, what appears to be different is a bunch of old ass people who are like, no, it's my way or the highway. I want my money. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the India Gen Z movement. Y'all are really doing well. Y'all are really doing well. Let's watch a few more minutes of this.
Not just with diplomacy, but with presence. India had ambitious plans to source up to 10,000 megawatts of hydropower from Nepal. Cross border transmission lines, energy corridors, all now at risk. The Himalayan frontier is no longer a buffer zone, it's a battleground of influence. India must treat Nepal and Bhutan not as passive neighbors, but as active partners, as it does. Invest in people to people ties, engage the youth, build digital bridges, not just physical ones, because the mountains are no longer silent. They're speaking, and we must listen. Nepal's Gen Z uprising began as a fight for free speech, but it's become a litmus test for regional power, a moment that will define not just Kathmandu's future, but Delhi's posture. India must defend not just borders, but narratives, not just territory, but trust, not just sovereignty, but solidarity. The Himalayas are shifting. India must lead, not just with power, but with purpose. India can lead with purpose.
Gas station down the road I go to all the time.
Yeah.
His family lives back in Nepal. I've asked him a few times, how's your family doing? And he's just good.
Okay, I have a question.
And now I'm starting to understand.
Like, yeah,
Holy moly.
I understand the need to go. They're landlocked. Nepal is in between China and India to the south, China to the north. Here's the thing. But why was your first instinct to go to China with your hand out instead of going, I'm assuming this is in Kathmandu, Nepal, the largest city, their biggest city.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll have to look into it. Well, I
Taking a
mean,
wild
to
guess,
be
but
to be fair, I mean, if we had to guess, it would be because the old guy was corrupt as fuck.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, I'm speculating, yeah.
just speculating at this point.
Yeah.
in the Himalayas by embracing a strategy that goes beyond troop deployments and border management, one that reflects its civilizational depth, democratic ethos, and regional responsibility. India has shared cultural, economic, and ecological destinies with both Nepal and Bhutan. Earthquakes, landslides, and floods are common. India can lead in preparedness. A multilateral platform with perhaps Nepal, Bhutan, and India's northeastern states to coordinate development and diplomacy. Let the world hear Himalayan voices through film, literature, and digital media. India's leadership in the Himalayas must be rooted in clarity, compassion, and courage.
All
Interesting.
right.
Very
That
interesting.
that was yeah, that was our first reaction video. So how do you feel after watching that?
They're pissed off, they're upset. The burning of the buildings, though, seems a little extreme, but I get it. They've been pushed so far
Yeah.
to their limits. They want their social media. I'm assuming it's not just social media, there's other things involved. I mean, he did talk about
Freedom
other
of
things,
speech was
freedom of
was something
speech,
that
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they feel like they've been handcuffed for so long that, they've gotten to the breaking point, obviously, that this is
Yeah.
it, you know? Um,
That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Shout out to the people of Nepal and all these areas going on. We see you, and there's many of us who are right there. We appreciate what you're doing. It's just crazy to think that it's taken this long to go, what are we doing? Why are we what's up with these fucking wars? Nah, I'm not listen, I had a great time. But I joined because of 9/11, right? So
yeah.
maybe I'm a baseball player and stuff. Who knows? Who knows? Those are all fancy things. Yeah, no, absolutely. Just wild. And it's crazy that we had to go to YouTube to find that out. I
Well,
watch a lot of
they were gonna put that on the news, I mean,
I watch a lot of news, man.
yeah, I
Like
know, it's just
it's
he
I mean,
he
it's in the background all the time. And it's not just like Fox. Actually, like one of the news I watch the most really is like the Spectrum news, which is completely biased in my opposite opinion.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is our show. We can talk about things as we please.
Yeah, yeah,
Here's the thing. The right wing wants to shut down socialistic views, and
yeah.
the left wing wants to shut down anything that talks about anything that the left is doing. Period. So that's why
Yeah.
you don't get any news about anything that even makes any fucking sense because
No,
that's the
it's weird.
problem.
It's
That's how
weird.
you confuse people, right?
I walk around my income tax job and I say things like, because people become very apologetic. And it's like, listen, these are what are known as first world problems. And we're very happy to solve first world problems, right? Like it's problems are gonna happen, but we get to enjoy first world problems. Look at you had every free speech site in Nepal and some surrounding areas. You had to cast it out.
Right.
You had to scream collusion and yada 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 here and there. You just go look at what's going on with that dude who's like, "Oh, I got elected. All right, I'm going to China." Like, what the happened there? So, did you have anything else you want to talk about? Check us out in the comments. Tell us if there's anything you want us to react to anywhere in the world. Send us your videos. Hey, we appreciate you. We're here for you. We'll foundationally speak to you, however it works. We're here for you. Patrick, you got anything you wanna add?
No, check us again next week. Can't wait
Yeah.
to find out what we got going on next week.
And don't forget, we go live on Tuesdays, and that's our sports cast. So
Yes, sir.
we're happy to see you there. Stay curious, stay grounded, and please remember this world is a much better place with you in it.